Dejamos,
Okay. This is in my
but
edition.
Lucrecia Warren Smith,
Yes,
this
this
paragraph
is
complete.
page 47, Claudia, in our edition.
Okay.
And in our edition, 56.
66 or 50?
50.
56.
50.
So
Yes.
I underlined
Ay, Vane,
this.
llegó Vane.
Vane is here. A ver.
Hola, chica.
Hello, Vane.
¿Pudiste entrar fácilmente?
Yes, with the link that Gabby sent because I was at the bank and I'm coming back home. So it was the first time I tried. I seen that you had some problems entering, but I did not.
No,
No oigo bien.
Tere cannot, but Vanessa could the first time, yes.
Yes.
Well,
All right.
so I underlined this, the end of this paragraph, when the child ran full tilt into her, fell flat and burst out crying. Are we there?
Yes.
Okay. So, that was comforting, rather. She stood her upright, dusted her frock, kissed her. Do you remember that this is Lucrecia, the young wife who was so sad and so worried because her husband Septimus was
Right.
practically rather mad, and so she was walking in the park, and this little girl crushed her, no? But for herself, she had done nothing wrong. She had loved Septimus. She had been happy. She had had a beautiful home. And there her sisters lived still, making hats. Why should she suffer? So Lucrecia is, well, when you are sad, you feel that, I mean, this is the question. Why? If I have been good, etc., no? Why should she suffer?
But it's not true. She was suffering a lot because she was Italian. She was.
No, she's suffering now, but that's why she says, why? Why should she suffer? Because, I mean,
yes, well.
claro. The child ran straight back to its nurse, and Rizia saw her scolded, comforted, taken up by the nurse, who put down her knitting, and the kind-looking man gave her his watch to blow open to comfort her. Now, you see how the characters begin coming together, no? Because this nurse who was with the little girl was the one that was sitting by Robert. And the kind man who gave her the watch is Robert. You remember that he was sitting at a bench and there was a nurse at the end of the same bench, no? So the girl, Lucrecia or Recia, goes on thinking, no? But why should she be exposed? Why not left in Milan? Why tortured? Why? Slightly waved by tears the broad path, the nurse, the man in grey, the perambulator, rose and fell before her eyes. To be rocked by these malignant torturers was her lot. But why? She was like a bird sheltering under the thin hollow of a leaf, who blinks at the sun when the leaf moves, starts at the crack of a dry twig. She was exposed. She was surrounded by the enormous trees, vast clouds of an indifferent world, exposed, tortured. And why should she suffer? Why? She frowned, she stamped her foot, she must go back again to Septimus, since it was almost time for them to be going to Sir William Bradshaw. She must go back and tell him, go back to him sitting there on the green chair under the tree, talking to himself, or to that dead man Evans. The problem with Septimus is that he talks to himself aloud, or he talks to his the man who died during the war. And imagine this man, this young man, sitting there talking to nobody, yes? Well, for the rest of the people, he was completely mad. He had seemed a nice, quiet man, a great friend of Septimus's. This is the one who died, no? And he had been killed in the war. But such things happen to everyone. Everyone has friends who were killed in the war. Everyone gives up something when they marry. She had given up her home. She had come to live here in this awful city. But Septimus let himself think about horrible things, as she could too if she tried. He had grown stranger and stranger. He said people were talking behind the bedroom walls. And this is another thing, another characteristic. Septimus talks aloud to, ghosts, but he also hears people talking in another room, no?
Schizophrenia.
Yes, completely. Poor man, no?
Yeah.
Mrs. Filmer thought it odd. He saw things too. Another thing, not only here, but also he saw the ghosts. He had seen an old woman's head in the middle of a fern. Yet he could be happy when he chose. This line, he had seen an old woman's head, is something that we are going to read later on, yes? A very special passage, yes, about this ghost that Septimus sees. They went to Hampton Court on top of a bus and they were perfectly happy. All the little red and yellow flowers were out on the grass like floating lamps, he said, and talked and chattered and laughed, making up stories. Suddenly he said, "Now we will kill ourselves." So when he was happy, and they were on the bus and they were chattering and talking, suddenly he says, "Now we will kill ourselves." When they were standing by the river. So imagine poor Lucrezia, no? And he looked at it with a look which he had seen in his eyes when a train went by or an omnibus. A look as if something fascinated him. And this is exactly what happens. He was fascinated by death. No? And she felt he was going from her, and she caught him by the arm. But going home, he was perfectly quiet, perfectly reasonable. He would argue with her about killing themselves and explain how wicked people were, how he could see them making up lies as they passed in the street. He knew all their thoughts, he said. He knew everything. He knew the meaning of the world, he said. So you see, he was delirious, yes, all the time, thinking that he knew everything, that he heard what people said, he saw ghosts. Well, very
And imagine for her it would be terrible, no?
terrible. And also the doctor, you remember Dr. Dr. Holmes,
Yes,
say
but at
no,
that time is the only thing that
claro, que pase, que mire, ya se le va a
sí,
pasar, que se
claro.
distraiga. And the man
Lo
was,
linda que es la vida, cómo va a estar triste.
claro. Then, when they got back, he could hardly walk. He lay on the sofa and made her hold his hand to prevent him from falling down. Down, he cried, into the flames. Imagine, he thought he was falling into the flames, into hell. And saw faces laughing at him, calling him horrible, disgusting names from the walls, and hands pointing round the screen. This is terrible.
Poor
Yet,
woman.
yes, poor woman, and poor Septimus too, no?
Yes, yes, for him too. But nowadays we have pills for this kind of disease, no?
Yes, yes, and
But
I
at that
read
time it's nothing to do.
nothing. I read about people who saw this, no? Hands coming out from the walls trying to catch him,
Terrible.
no? Yes,
Yeah.
horrible. Um, Yet they were quite alone, but he began to talk aloud, answering people, arguing, laughing, crying, getting very excited and making her write things down. Perfect nonsense it was, about death, about Miss Isabel Pole. She could stand it no longer. She would go back. No, so Lucrezia wants to go back to her house in Italy, in Milan, no? She was close to him now, could see him staring at the sky, muttering, clasping his hands. Yet Dr. Holmes said there was nothing the matter with him. This is terrible, nothing. What then had happened? Why had he gone? Then why, when she sat by him, did he start, frown at her, move away, and point at her hand, take her hand, look at it, terrified? Was it that she had taken off her wedding ring? My hand has grown so thin, she said. I have put it in my purse, she told him. Cloud, the poor girl, thought that he was looking at her hand because she was not wearing the wedding ring. But no, the man is completely mad. He dropped her hand. Their marriage was over, he thought, with agony, with relief. The rope was cut. He mounted, he was free, as it was decreed that he, Septimus, the lord of men, should be free, alone, since his wife had thrown away her wedding ring, since she had left him. He, Septimus, was alone, called forth in advance of the mass of men to hear the truth, to learn the meaning, which now at last, after all the toils of civilization, Greeks, Romans, Shakespeare, Darwin, and now himself, was to be given whole to whom, he asked aloud. To the Prime Minister. You see, so now he thinks he has to give the information about the world, the truth that he knows, to the Prime Minister. When he says that he has to tell everybody about this truth, it is very similar to the character in the previous novel. You remember the drunkard, yes, who wanted to tell everybody about the truth, yes? Well, so this is a similar, no? This man is worse than the other, but...
It's a characteristic, it's a messianism,
Exactly,
no?
yes, exactly.
They
Wha-
thought that they knew the truth of the world,
Yes,
the
and that they
key,
had to
they
tell
had the key.
everybody. Claro.
The
Yes,
Messiah's complex.
yes. No,
Terrible,
terrible,
no?
terrible. So he wants to go to the Prime Minister. The supreme secret must be told to the cabinet. First, that trees are alive. Next, there is no crime. Next, love, universal love. So he started talking nonsense, yes? Well, poor man. No crime, love, he repeated, fumbling for his card and pencil when a Skye Terrier snuffed his trousers, and he started in an agony of fear because of a dog. You see, he started trembling because a dog comes. It was turning into a man. Yes, he saw the dog transforming
Ah.
into a man.
It's
He could...
like a nightmare.
No, horrible. He could not watch it happen. It was horrible, terrible to see a dog become a man. At once the dog trotted away. Heaven was divinely merciful, infinitely benignant. It spared him, pardoned his weakness. You see, he thought that now he was saved from the dog. But what was the scientific explanation? For one must be scientific above all things. Why could he see through bodies, see into the future, when dogs will become men? It was the heat wave, presumably, operating upon a brain made sensitive by eons of evolution. Scientifically speaking, the flesh was melted off the world. His body was macerated until only the nerve fibers were left. It was spread like a veil upon a rock. So all this imagination, yes. The thing is that probably Virginia Woolf could write about this because she suffered
I,
from
I
these.
was thinking that, yes,
She had
maybe,
hallucinations, no, because
yes,
this,
maybe there are
uh,
her own experiences.
no, terrible, terrible. Well, he lay back in his chair, exhausted but upheld. He lay resting, waiting, before he again interpreted with effort, with agony, to mankind. He lay very high on the back of the world. The earth thrilled beneath him. Then he starts hearing music, no? It is a motor horn down in the street, he muttered, but up here it cannoned from rock to rock. So any noise, imagine the noise of a horn, una bocina, for him was augmented, terrified, yes? And then this noise, yes, he says that it became an anthem twined round now by a shepherd boy's piping. So even the noises are terrible for him, yes? This boy's elegy is played among the traffic, thought Septimus. So he hears like, a pipe, yes, una flauta. But he himself remained high on his rock, like a drowned sailor on a rock. I leant over the edge of the boat and fell down, he thought. I went under the sea. I have been dead, and yet am now alive. But let me rest still, he begged. He was talking to himself again. It was awful, awful. Now, I don't know if you've noticed how we swift from the description, he himself remained, to I lent, yes, to the first person. We go from one type of narrator to the other without any change in the flow, yes? He himself remained high on his rock. I leant over the edge of the boat. No, it is, how the mind works completely. And as before waking, the voices of birds and the sound of